Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. So many people have been using social media, some for social good, some just to tweet, and some to share pictures with their friends. But the Hangout, of course, you heard people talking about how they have been using social media for social good. We're now joined by Dr. John Osakwe. Dr. John and a host of other doctors are behind Niger 247 Medics. All right, Doctor, thanks for coming on the program.
Thank you very much.
All right, Doctor, when you look at the whole social media thing, I mean, people are using it to tweet, to share messages, you know, with friends, pictures with families. Can you tell me if we've used social media to the extent at which it was created for?
Well, social media has a lot of potentials, vast potentials. I mean, exhausting it is almost unimaginable. We're still, largely, I think, the population is still at the fringes of it. We've not really maximized the potential of it yet. There's a lot we still could do with social media, so there's a wide gulf. I mean, there's so much potential we could tap into it. Health-wise, academic-wise, financial-wise, there's so much that could be done with social media. So I don't think we've really gotten there yet. We're just still biting at the fringes, so to say.
Okay, talking about what it's been used for, you decided to look at the health part of the whole issue, and you and a group of other doctors, you know, are involved in a platform called Niger 247 Medics. You know, what's all this thing about, and to what extent can you tell me it has affected the general audience? Let me just put it that way.
I've worked in the emergency room setting for several years. Also been privileged to be on several free medical outreach programs where we go to rural areas trying to give health care. And one thing struck me, a lot of people are presenting with what could have been treated much earlier, simple ailment that could have been treated much earlier, were presented with complications later on. It's a common phenomenon in our hospitals. You see somebody coming with severe complication of something that could have been handled much earlier. Maybe somebody who had, let's say, had fever, could have come to the hospital earlier, but didn't know he should have come to the hospital, stayed at home, developed cerebral malaria, came down in a coma, requiring so much more effort to get him back to health and so much more finances. And you start wondering, don't these people know they should present early? And you find out there's a lot of information gap between the person in the hospital, the doctor in the hospital, and the persons on the street out there. So see, what can we do as medical professionals to bridge that gap? That's what prompted the whole idea. Can we send out information more? Can we give people more access to information that could help them, as it were, to make better decisions concerning their health? That's where the whole thing came from. And a platform, I mean, people, when BBM became more popular, all of where, the current apropos, if I may use that word, channel, I mean, people are using to spread gossips, but we thought about it, you could use it for something good as well. Why don't you send broadcast message to pick a particular health topic and send broadcast message? Simple thing like malaria or typhoid could go a long way to educate somebody. I mean, educating one person in the family is as well educating the whole family. And since these devices are becoming increasingly popular, almost everybody in the house has it now, it's something we looked into and said, okay, let's just use it. And gladly, we've seen a lot of positive results from it.
So to what extent can you tell me it has reached the general populace?
It's still in motion. We haven't gotten to the zenith yet. So there's still a lot that could be done. But we are grateful for the increasing adoption of the platform. A lot more people are coming on and like, oh, this exists. I mean, I got a message from somebody sometime going like, oh, doctor, thank you so much. I didn't know this could have helped me. I went to the hospital following your advice and this came up, and thank God I'm better today. A lot more people can gain access to the platform. So we look at reaching a larger audience ultimately. I mean, evolving with looking for different platforms, more platforms to use. That's where we're looking at.
Do you have a target audience, so to speak?
Everybody uses mobile devices these days. Everybody. I mean, the students, the businessman, the father at home, even you'd be surprised, the grandmother in the village has a device that could access the internet. So it's our aim is to reach the man on the streets. That's the aim. The man who's walking down the streets and just needs to get information that could help him with his health. So there's no specified target audience. As long as you're literate enough to use a mobile device, you have an internet connection, then fine, all well and good. Get the word out.
Okay, Doctor, I mean, but when you're talking about those who use mobile phones and the phones are connected to the internet, what about those who don't have that platform, who can't use this medium? how do they benefit from this project?
A friend of mine, I was talking to a friend of mine about this, a colleague some time ago, and was like, oh, but what about the person how many people actually are literate enough? The truth is, we live in a connected community. I mean, if you don't know how to use it, somebody else knows how to use it. You may not have access to the internet, but you talk to somebody, oh, I'm feeling headache, and he says, oh, I heard the doctor talk about this type of headache some time ago. I think you should go do this, do this. If we talk to one person in the family, it has an exponential effect. A lot more people will hear. That's the truth. So it's not possible you can reach everybody in the nation, that's for certain, but that one person could go a long way.
All right, doctor, just before I let you go, what's in this for you?
Absolutely nothing. It's strange to say, really. A lot of people say, oh, you must have something in mind, but the whole thing came from being burdened in the hospital, being burdened with people. You see somebody rushed in, he's dead. Died in the middle of the night, they're rushing him in at about 1 a.m. And you ask yourself, what happened? I mean, this person definitely had symptoms. This person could be my uncle, could be my father, could be my brother or my sister, and this person presents dead. Could we have changed it? I mean, ultimately the burden comes down to the doctor in the hospital. Whether we preach the word or not, whether the people out there hear or not, the burden comes down to the person in the hospital. So can we reduce that burden by meeting them in their homes? Can we reduce that burden on the health sector by giving them information? They say information, knowledge is power. By giving them information to make better informed decisions regarding their health. That's it. It's not a financial motivation. It's not a professional motivation. It's not just me. I mean, that's for certain. We have a team of doctors behind the platform. So everybody's giving, contributing his own time and effort voluntarily. There's no pay, no salary, no stipends whatsoever. Yeah.
Doctor, thanks for sharing your thoughts with us on the program, coming this afternoon all the way from Benin City.
Thank you very much, Judge, for the opportunity.
Of course. You heard it from the doctor himself. Niger 247 Medics is a platform where you can reach out to people and tell them what they should do when there is a problem symptomatically or health-wise. I mean, you could just put it in the context that you deem fit. But then we'll be taking a break, and when we return, we'll look at your tweets, your comments, of course, on our social media platforms, Twitter, Facebook, and G+, and then review the 5 most viewed videos on our YouTube channel the past week. Don't go away. Right back after this.
Following the shocking discovery of human body parts, decomposing bodies, and skeletons at an abandoned factory in Ibadan, the spokesperson of the State Police Command called on citizens to be vigilant, as policemen cannot be everywhere, every time. This is the 5th most viewed video.
As it is, and as I keep saying, as you are here now, you can only see what is ahead of you, isn't it? Can you see what is basically behind you or at that other side? You understand the point I'm making? So it takes, and as I said, police cannot be at every time, at every place, at every time. We need the help of the public too, to give us information. And immediately the report of this so-called thing happened, the police rose to the challenges.
On a brighter note, the royal wedding ceremony between the son of the Oba of Benin, Prince Osama, and his bride, Ediri, is the fourth most viewed video.
The round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for Prince Osama Nigerians.
The third most viewed video in the past week is a Channels television report on Nigerian President Goodluck Jonathan's meeting with Pope Francis I in the Apostolic Palace at the Holy See. The second most viewed video shows a confession by an ex-political thug named Abdul Karim Abubakar, who killed and beheaded Farouk Lawal to free himself.
The boy became a threat to my life.
Okay, how much were you paid to kill him?
I was not paid to kill him, I did it. I shoot him myself, to free myself. I did not pay, nobody sent me to kill him. He offended me, he's killing my family because he want to kill me. That's why I go for him. I do it for vengeance, I never do it before, but just for me to free, because I'm not free if the boy is alive.
The most viewed video is another report on the baby factory which was discovered in the Akute area of Ogun State.
If they are born, they will sell it.
How much did they sell it?
300.
Speak up. Speak up.
I said 300.
Those were some of the comments that you sent through our social media platforms and the videos you watched the most on our YouTube channel. Niger 247 Medic is currently operating using social media platforms like Twitter, Facebook, BlackBerry Messenger, email, and etc. They're using these platforms to support humanity. My question is, how can you use social media to promote good deeds? Perhaps Dr. Osakwe will inspire you to set a new trend soon. This is where we end the show today, and on behalf of the entire web team, thank you for watching and see you next week. I am Victor Matthias.